Good morning, everyone. So hopefully you can hear me. I'm still pretty new to this live thing. It's the second live stream we've done. Today we're going to be working on this. So it's a pretty cool little lowrider toy. And I found this at the Goodwill pre-COVID. And it's pretty cool. So of course, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open this up. Now the bolts are out. Now I purchased this because I want to do like a race car series type thing, and this is one of many of the little race cars I have. I actually have a Wiggles race car as well that I'm going to be doing probably in the future. I shouldn't say the near future because I've got so many things on the horizon that I am working on, but at the same time I don't know when they're going to be finished. But hopefully we can get that going here pretty soon, because I think you could do some funny stop motion animation videos with that, and it'll overall just be a fun little project. So we have that all taken care of, and what we're going to do, because if you were on my last live stream, you may remember I actually fried an instrument just because I didn't put a master on and off switch before we started messing around with it. So I'm not going to make that same mistake twice. I actually have a backup instrument just in case, but I don't want to get halfway through this instrument and then have that happen again. So we are going to go ahead and add a master on and off switch for this one. Now the master on and off switch, if you haven't watched my vlogs, or maybe you have, and we'll just go over it again. Essentially all we're doing is we're putting a single throw, single pull toggle switch in between the actual battery cable and the circuit board. And what that's doing is it's cutting off all the power to the circuit board, so it's essentially going to be like pulling the batteries out. Now we have that installed, and this is our tempo tone control right here, as simplistic as it is. So, guess we'll turn this off. But so that's our tempo tone control, but what we want to do is add it onto a switch. And how we're going to do that is we're actually going to, we know both of these are reactive, so we are going to go to the ground and see which one reacts to the ground, and that's going to be our median. So the median is going to go on a switch because it's the one that reacts to both. And to better explain this, it'd probably be easier just to show you. Right, so that one is reacting, which is kind of strange. That one's not reacting. So, just for curiosity, I'm going to go ahead, because it should be doing the opposite effect. We should actually be going down in tempo, and we're going up for some weird reason, so... Alright, so yeah, this is rather strange because we are going up in tempo. I've had this happen before, and I don't remember how I went about fixing it, but we're going to go ahead and test some points out and just see kind of where we're at on this. Okay, so it seems on the other side of this transistor, it's actually giving us the effect that we want, and that is dropping in tone, which, funny enough, this is actually the speaker wire as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and tag onto that and then see if that's going to crash the instrument when we do that. When I say do that, I mean like actually feed it onto this wire. So we may need a resistor on it, we may not. But we are going to check it out and see what we can do here. And just for the heck of it, let's go ahead and run both speaker wires out right here. Stuff in shop as of now. More than likely the next thing you're going to see is a Wiggles instrument that I've done, and it's going to be a Wiggles guitar, but it's going to be different. It's not the Iowan Chef cover, it's actually another one. So I think it's going to be like V6 at this point, but it was a custom order that I did, but I didn't want to do two Wiggles guitars right in a row. If I can get the time, then I'm probably going to try to get another video in front of that, just because I'm sure you guys are pretty tired of seeing the Wiggles guitars at this point. But it's a video that I already have and I just need to edit and make. But it really depends on how much time I have to actually get another instrument up. Pre-COVID, I was actually training for a powerlifting competition, and the powerlifting competition, of course, got canceled when all this stuff started going down. So it was postponed, but now that everything is coming back up, I'm starting back into training, so now I'm back in the gym and everything. So really just waiting to see how things go, hoping to get some time this week to actually get into another instrument, but between being back in the gym and training for the powerlifting competition again, and just overall being a forager and being out in the woods and trying to get all these spring flowers before they go away, just really depends on, you know, how much time I get. But as of right now, nothing Blue's Clues in the shop at the moment that I can actually do. But I don't know, we'll see. So see, that's strange. That's not what we're looking for. So we're going to need some type of resistor there, and we might not have an entire drop. So that's going to be strange. Out of curiosity, I'm going to go ahead and remount this just back onto here, just to see what happens if we plug it in and see if it's still giving us the same effect, or see if that was kind of a fluke and we can get away with actually mounting directly on the ground here. Actually, it seems like it sent it in a loop. So that's kind of interesting. I'm just going to go ahead and keep that. No resistor needed on that one. It's dropping all the way down, and it is stopping it, but then when you hit the button again, it seems to send it in kind of a looping frenzy. So that's pretty cool. We're just going to go ahead and leave that. So as you've seen, it was giving us a uptick in tempo when we were actually touching to this before, but once we actually hooked it up, it did exactly what we were normally expecting it to. So sometimes those type of things happen. pot kind of kicked to the side there, but it works. What we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and tape it to make sure that resistor doesn't kick over and short circuit everything. Now the downside of adding all these resistors and stuff is it's going to make it so where the instrument, if anything goes wrong with it, it's more than likely all of these resistors and all of that stuff. There's some stuff I make to actually sell, and then there's other stuff like this that I make because it's going to hang around in the shop for a while, and I'm going to be playing with it quite a bit. And this is just one of those things that I'm going to be keeping, so if something goes wrong, I know where it's at, and I'm not super worried about opening it back up and then redoing something. Whereas if you sell it, obviously, you're going to be a little more worried about it. We already added the Pro Sound in, so I think technically that is it. But we are going to add some more stuff because I didn't think we would get done this fast. I mean, we've only been live streaming for what, an hour, and like 5 minutes of that has been cut out, and then 10 minutes of that has been talking. So we're going to go see if we can add some LEDs, because what this thing lacks, I noticed, is it lacks headlights. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to add lights to it, but we're going to try. We're going to go ahead and try to drill through those and maybe add some mini LEDs in there. We will see. And I just dropped all the buttons out of here. But it seems loud enough that it should be able to support some LEDs. Alright, so what kind of LEDs are we feeling? Are we feeling like color changing, because that's what I typically go with, or you guys want to do a static LED? Let's go ahead and go with a color changing fast RGB LED. Miss Lila, we will color changing LEDs. I always like them as well. I think they're just better. You just have so much more options in one. Just kind of gives it a specific flair, I think. Let's go a little bit crazy here. Let's go 2 mini LEDs in the headlight place, and then we'll do fast changing RGB LEDs, possibly underneath, just kind of as their own little thing. I think it'll still look pretty car-like. Now, what you can do here is you can actually run these in 2 ways. You can run it right here, where we're going to be tagging onto this, not thinking here, the 1/4 Pro Sound. and then you can run the LEDs out from there. Now, typically what I've had problems with when I do this is when you plug the Pro Sound in, the LEDs won't be as strong or they won't come on at all. So what I have been doing here recently is actually tagging on the Pro Sound to the LEDs. So what I'm going to do, which is going to be kind of backstepping here, but it's not going to be too horrible. We're going to go ahead and cut this so we can add the LEDs in. Use wire cutters to make it a little bit more simple. So our LEDs are going to go here, and then wherever we run our Pro Sound is going to be added onto that. It is. I tried to make some videos like back to the basics that was kind of back for more simplistic stuff. And I understand it is complicated when you're first getting started. The best thing I can do is I try to explain it very well. Sometimes I don't. But if you ever have any questions or anything, feel free to message me on Facebook or Instagram. I know YouTube doesn't have a messaging system anymore. But feel free to message me on either of those platforms. I'm on under GhostFire Electronics on both. I don't use Twitter anymore, so you'll find me on Twitter, but you'll never find a post from me, just because I don't even remember the password. But if you ever have any trouble with anything or you're getting into this, feel free to message me. I'm always up to chat, and I'm always up to help you out in any way that, you know, I can be needed. So you can see we're kind of getting a sci-fi sound from these RGB LEDs. I don't really mind that. It's maybe worth going ahead and adding a toggle switch onto this just so that sci-fi sound could be optional. I really like the sci-fi sound, but I feel like once I get this plugged up to a computer, it's going to be making that quite a bit more frequently, and it's probably going to be a bit too loud. So we're probably just going to make that optional. All right. So that is everything. So now we're going to go ahead and mount everything. Monatomic skeleton, I appreciate that. Yeah, I kind of have a taste for some weird instruments as far as circuit bending. For some reason, I got really fascinated with dolls when it comes to circuit bending. They just kind of have like a specific type of darkness to it, but at the same time, I also really like toys like this, where they're just cars. I don't know why. Just really strange stuff. And like Pete the Piano, that's right down my alley. Just kind of has like a slight creepy vibe to it, but at the same time, it reminds me of sort of like the Robin Williams Toys movie, which was very, very, very long ago. I think it was actually made before I was even born, possibly. I was born in 1992, so you'd have to tell me, but you know, it's an older movie, but it just has that really creepy, playful vibe to it. And that's kind of what I get with like Pete the Piano and stuff like that. Yeah, Pete is for sure creepy. I'm actually wanting to do some upgrades to him here pretty soon. So I have the idea that I want to get another Wiggles guitar, the one that I've done many, many, many times. And I want to just like sink a week into it and make it just the absolute ultimate Wiggles guitar with like a upgraded paint job and everything. And there's a lot of bends that I don't typically put on there because they're not exactly stable. But I want to try to get them as stable as possible. Just stable enough to keep in shop. And I want to sort of do the same thing with Pete. So last time I was messing around with the Pete the Piano, I found quite a few different bends that, again, really aren't stable. And those type of bends are really hard to stabilize because they actually pretty much run off the radio frequency waves that your body picks up from the air. So it's not really something that you add in because it crashes stuff, and typically when things crash, people automatically think that it's, you know, a malfunction in the circuit bending or something like that. Whereas if you keep it in a shop, you'll at least know that, you know, this is just something, it's a possibility. But I want to upgrade the Pete the Piano that I keep, and I also want to make like an ultimate Wiggles guitar. I mean, the two aren't really together in any way. Those are two plans that I want to do in the near future. everyone is staying safe. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully this was fun for you. And, I wish you guys happy Sunday. Thank you for tuning in.